Today on Eagle Nation News. With Thanksgiving break next week, the Prosper High School PTO is giving back to the teachers of PHS. Maddie Kep takes a slice at the sweet event. At Friday night football games, the sounds of the new players, refs, and crowds fill the stadium. But what about one voice that has stayed the same through all the decades? Landry Long gives the mic to Eric Manto, the official announcer for Children's Health Stadium. A new local business, Nora's Dream Creations, is weaving unique clothing lines with the heartfelt passion behind it. Colton Boston stitches up the journey of this shop. All this and more on today's edition of Eagle Nation News.
Good morning, Eagle Nation, and thank you for joining us. I'm Parker Reynolds.
And I'm Callie Swick. We have a heartwarming show for you today, so stick around. ENN starts right now.
Welcome back, Eagle Nation, and thank you for joining us here again in Studio 301.
Today is Friday, November 17th.
Today is also our last show before Thanksgiving. You know, Callie, Thanksgiving is one of my favorite holidays.
Me too, Parker. I really love the turkey.
I'd have to say I'm most excited for the pumpkin pie, but you know, for some people, it's hard to get good Thanksgiving meal.
Nuala Adams is at Prosper Pantry with how you can help others this Thanksgiving season.
Thanks, Callie. Behind me is Prosper Pantry, and each year they cook up a number of different Thanksgiving dishes for those who may not have the time or resources to prepare for this holiday. The menu this year includes scalloped potatoes, marshmallow sweet potatoes, pumpkin cake, cashew stuffing, and they even offer a Thanksgiving turkey dinner package that includes several self-selected items. If you want to help out, Prosper Pantry is accepting donations until 4 p.m. today. By donating, you can contribute to creating a meal for someone who needs it and bring the spirit of this holiday to others. Happy Thanksgiving, and back to you guys at the desk.
Thank you, Nuala. And as a reminder, we have no school next week since it is Thanksgiving break, so it's a perfect time for you and your family to contribute.
And PHS is doing something for Thanksgiving before then. Prosper PTO parents are giving their thanks to teachers with a sweet treat. Maddie Kep takes a bite into the parents behind the baking.
Thank y'all so much. Have a good one. Appreciate it.
Prosper PTO parents have been serving pies for years.
A little background history on the PTO pies. We started this fun event in 2011 at Rucker and at Rogers Middle School, and it was just something simple and allowed parents to participate, and all of us show teachers and staff how much we're grateful for them.
But the Prosper PTO takes their thanks to the next level.
My passion is teachers. I'm a former teacher, so I love being on the other side and spoiling the teacher. I believe that it's big for the teachers to come down and actually take a break, get a sweet treat, and know that we love them.
Not only does the PTO work to serve pies, they also plan events and serve goodies throughout the year.
I'm really hopeful that the teachers feel loved and supported. We're so grateful for them, for teaching our kids and always being available to them and to the parents. It's just a very simple way to show our gratitude.
The Prosper PTO is always working to bring PHS together as one. Reporting for Eagle Nation News, I'm Maddie Kep.
The PTO is working with staff members to ensure that they have at least one pie this season. They've been boxed up pies to give to the bus drivers.
I want one of those, and I saw an apple pie, and that's my favorite.
Yeah, well, I'll stick to my pumpkin pie.
The entire movie world has been stirred this week. Up next is Talent Talk, sponsored by Cookie Co.
In this locally owned and run store, cookies are made with real ingredients, real love, real good. So when you're in the mood for a delicious bite,
come try us out at Cookie Co. Frisco.
It's been more than 2 weeks since the passing of Matthew Perry.
Yes, and it seems his friends are ready to let him go. What do you think, Christina?
They are. Sorry to start it off on a sad note here, but all 5 of Matthew Perry's friends' co-stars are posting remembrances for him. All week long, Jennifer Aniston, Courtney Cox, Lisa Kudrow, Matt LeBlanc, and David Schwimmer have been posting heartfelt notes on Instagram. In Kudrow's message, she said, quote, "Thank you for making me laugh so hard at something you said that my muscles ached and tears poured down my face every day. Thank you for the best 10 years a person gets to have." Aniston posted a text conversation she found between them. Her caption, the longest of the 5, starts with, quote, "Oh boy, this one has cut deep." Most of the posts reference how sweet, funny, and thoughtful Perry was. But when I saw that LeBlanc ended his post with, quote, "And I guess you're keeping the $20 you owe me," it felt like my heart was ripping. They were truly a family. But in much, much lighter news, the actors' strike has just been let up, making it the perfect time to release The Ballad of Songbirds and Snakes, which comes out in theaters in America today. The movie is set 64 years before the Hunger Games series during the 10th annual Hunger Games. I was nervous when I heard about this because it seemed like the same thing all over again, just with Rachel Ziegler as Lucy Gray Barrett instead of Jennifer Lawrence as Katniss Everdeen. However, according to Teen Vogue, these movies are going to be very different because, quote, Katniss is a hunter in a performance and Lucy Gray is a performer in a hunt. The difference is also made stark in the trailer when Barrett's name is called She Bows versus Everdeen's I Volunteer. But something that is confusing me is the casting choice for Cornelius Snow, Tom Blythe. I mean, how am I supposed to hate someone who looks like that? It does leave me excited to go see this movie the first chance I get. I haven't read the book, but have you, Callie or Parker?
I have not read the book, but I've heard great things about the movies and everyone seems to hype them up.
To be completely honest, I had every intention of reading the series, but the first book is still sitting on my shelf and I haven't touched it.
With Thanksgiving on the way, Prosper Sports prepare for the playoffs. We'll be right back with Game Time up next. If you would like to level down from an honors or AP class that has a course to level down to, the forms will be available in the upper and lower house when we return from Thanksgiving. Remember, we cannot change electives or teachers. The Computer Science Club is meeting after school in room 1260 on Monday the 27th. We hope to see you there. Prosper soccer tryouts are on the 27th and 28th after school in the MPF at 4:15. The tryouts will be held from 4:30 to 5:30 and you must have a physical on file with the trainers prior to the tryout. If you'd like to attend, please email Coach Dickinson or Coach Blackburn prior to the tryout.
There are some really big playoff games tonight, including one to take the Lady Eagles to the state finals.
Braxton Swick is live in studio to give you this week's sports update.
Thanks, Callie. Our Prosper Sports have had an ecstatic week, bringing home many wins in many different sports. But let's jump into some Prosper basketball news. Our Prosper boys basketball team had an electric home opener against Capel on Tuesday, winning 59-49. And just like the boys, the Lady Eagles basketball team had similar success, beating Skyline High School 65-5. The next match for both the boys and girls are still yet to be determined. Shooting from the court to the mat, Prosper Wrestling is happening right now at the Warrior Invitational at Arlington Martin High School. They will continue to wrestle into the weekend. Good luck, wrestlers. Running from the mat to the field, our Prosper Eagles football team trampled the Plano East Panthers with a final score of 41-3. Prosper was dominant coming into the game, ending the first quarter with a 21-0 lead and bringing up their lead 28-0 at halftime. They will play at Lake Highlands High School tonight at Kenny Deal Stadium at 7 in hopes of securing a spot in the regional finals game. Good luck to our Prosper Eagles. Now teeing it over to golf news, right now the Lady Eagle golf team is playing in the 6A state preview at the White Wing Golf Club, and this tournament will continue into the weekend. Now dipping in the swim and dive, both boys and girls team will be participating in the Northern Zone TISCA at the Louisville ISD Aquatic Center. Prelims are being held today, with the finals being held tomorrow. Good luck to those competing. Last Friday, the Lady Eagle volleyball team had an exciting game as they swept South Lake Carroll 3-0, and then on Saturday they said to themselves, why not do it again, and completely shut out Flower Mound 3-0. This makes it the 18th time the Lady Eagles have swept an opponent 3-0. They will play again today against Grand Oaks at the Curtis Colwell Center in the state semifinals to see who will advance to the state finals on Saturday. If you were able to make sure, go and support our Lady Eagles. Staying in the field of Prosper Sports, Landry Long spoke with a familiar voice you may have heard at Children's Health Stadium.
Every Friday night at Children's Health Stadium, there are new teams, new plays, and a new crowd. But one voice remains the same.
I've really been announcing for most of my life. I mean, when I think back to getting started, I was, always very fascinated with speaking on a microphone, and that eventually led to an opportunity to announce football games at PHS and kind of grew from there. I've just been kind of doing it ever since.
Here come the Eagles!
And since then, Prosper has tripled in size. Manto's love for announcing has also grown with Prosper.
Being up close to the action, being above and looking over the field and seeing the plays going on has always been a lot of fun. Of course, having three boys who all played either football or soccer has always been, I'm going to be at the stadium anyway, so why not do something, contribute to the cause type of thing, right? So that's, for me, was a great way to be involved and to do something to give back to the program, to the community.
The players on the field and the crowds in the stand also feed off the energy Manto brings to the stadium.
You know, the announcer, I think he brings a lot of excitement. As you know, somebody touches the ball, I want to get the first down just so I can hear him say, you know, Eagle first down. You know, I like hearing that.
Manto's iconic phrase,
that play results in a Prosper Eagle first down,
has crowned him the voice of Prosper and placed him in the Prosper Hall of Honor.
You have to be known for something, and people now kind of, call me the voice. So having my name etched on the stadium wall, it's certainly an honor.
Manto's voice brings the community together and games to life. Reporting for Eagle Nation News, I'm Landry Law.
The passion Eric Manto brings to children's health is unmatched. I loved hearing him hype up the crowd every Friday night this football season.
Me too. It makes the game so much more fun to be at.
And something that is really cool to see is how one Prosper resident started a clothing business that puts meaning behind the creations she brings to life.
Located in Prosper, Texas is Sue Burt, who is the owner of her business Nora's Dream Creations. Mrs. Burt designs and creates custom jackets, clothing, and quilts specific to people's requests.
I was in the corporate world of finance for 30-some years. I retired from a large international corporation based here in Dallas. And then after that, I had time to do what I wanted to do. So I was able to pursue my passion.
It's very uncommon to come across an idea for a business, but it's even more uncommon when the idea comes from your own granddaughter.
My granddaughter Nora was 12 years old, and she brought me the idea of doing some vintage, some really embellished, really cool jean jackets.
A couple of years ago, I was scrolling on Pinterest, and I came across a really cute jean jacket, and it had like sheer on the back and flowers. So I sent that to my grandma because I knew she could make anything.
So I picked up jackets along the way and made them up into unique things and gave them to her, and they sold. They were so adorable. After I retired, I thought I could probably make this fly. So I started experimenting with different textures and fabrics and bling and shiny and just different things, and that's how it started.
Through Nora's Dream Creations, Sue Burt hopes to create unique pieces of clothing and designs that fit everyone's desires, one piece at a time.
So this little number is just a little vest, and it's called Beach Bum, because this fabric reminded me of the ocean, of the waves and the white caps on the ocean, you know. They'll never be replicated.
Reporting for Eagle Nation News, I'm Colton Boston.
You know, I just love how passionate Sue is about her business and making her customers happy. It's crazy.
And what's even crazier is that her granddaughter was friends with someone that's in E&N, and she lives in Wisconsin, so it's just insane.
It's crazy. Well, that's all we have for you today, Eagle Nation. Thank you for letting us tell your stories. Once again, I'm Callie Swick.
And I'm Parker Reynolds. Have a great Thanksgiving break, and go Eagles.